memories were of your father growing up?
You know, he made it a point to take us to work. So I've spent lots of time in the broadcast booth at various golf and lots of tennis and some football over the years. Again, I don't think there were lots of daughters in those boxes back then. And, you know, we knew he was successful and he grew in success and stature over the years. And we watched it happen. And I think I was afforded opportunities that others would not have been. So my memories of my dad are of a driven, smart, kind person.
He did, I think, a master's in Russian history, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
That's surprising.
Perennial learner. Back in the day, now everything is, you know, online. You can anything you want to know about any athlete or what number they're wearing on any given day, or when they catch a pass, you have to know who it is and who they are. You had to learn that back in the day. Now you just look at your phone. Yeah. But he studied very hard. He worked very, very hard, and ushered in sort of the modern broadcast booth environment in his 25 years with John Madden.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was just the voice of sport. It wasn't just NFL. It was golf and tennis.
Golf, tennis, football, a little bit of ABA when I was young.
Right.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Pan Am Games. So, you know, the quasi-Olympic things. And, you know, he was limited by the network he worked for. If the network, whether it was CBS or Fox, had a particular contract for a sporting event, he would work it. He didn't work the Olympics because that was always in, back in those days, it was always an NBC presentation. But there was no sport he wouldn't volunteer to work.
And he always had a good time. He always seemed to be like funny and just humorous. And
too good sometimes.
Right, yes. Well, which brings me to the sad alcoholism which he got over. But that was because of you in part, wasn't it? You had to write him a letter.
Well, if you become sober and you live another 30 years sober, it's not sad.
No. It's a great triumph.
And it's very conquering difficult. Something that many can't, unfortunately. Yes. But yes, when my mom decided that he needed professional treatment, the part of the prescription was for each of the children to write a letter, which he didn't read until he got into, in his case, the Betty Ford Clinic. And so he says, I don't know, he says it was meaningful enough to really make him think.
And what did you say in the letter?
I talked about, I had one of my daughters was a toddler, and how he in a state wouldn't recognize her or see her when she would be running around. And that was horrifying to me because he'd been such a good dad when I was a little girl. I talked about my own health scare that he'd never sort of asked about, because you don't. It's a disease that clouds your judgment. And then
alcoholism.
Yes, alcoholism or addiction generally.
Addiction, yeah.
And then I said that sometimes I didn't really want to share the same name because he was doing so much that I didn't respect.